Billy back here. So what have I been up to? Well, I got a new apartment and getting settled in here. As of this time, I don't have internet, but by the time I post this tomorrow, I will. So basically, I have gotten back into pro wrestling, WWE to be specific. And people ask me, like, how do you enjoy wrestling? It's staged, blah, blah, blah. Those guys are entertainers, but they're also trained athletes and they're taking the bumps and everything. I think I was listening to After the Bell, Corey Graves' podcast on Spotify. Check it out. He was interviewing Kane, and basically Kane brought up a good point. Glenn Jacobs. He said that people are more interested in the book on the for the booking end of things now. So they like to look up the decision process and who's getting over that kind of thing. Well, yeah, it's interesting, but I've decided to take a step back. I've actually I watch all the pay-per-views, but I watched Raw and SmackDown this week, full episodes for the first time in about a year, and I enjoyed it. I think why I'm enjoying it is I quit going online and typing in WWE to Google because they tell you everything. Like for the Royal Rumble coming up, I'm not looking at anything because then you have all these return rumors, and then when they don't return, you're disappointed. So I'm not looking anything up for the Royal Rumble except for the participants, which just using Wikipedia. So I'm avoiding, like um, spoilers online. But yeah, because I think when people are really looking into things and they start posting stuff, some of it's going to be accurate, some of it's not. And either way, you're going to be disappointed whether it's true or not. So I think to enjoy wrestling, you really have to kind of look at it from a different point of view as, hey, I know it's entertainment, but that's their job. They're going to entertain me. So if I don't look into things, I just watch the product as it is, I'm going to get more enjoyment out of it. And that's what I've noticed. I'm getting a lot more enjoyment out of wrestling now that I'm not um, looking up anything ahead of time. I'm not looking up Monday Night Raw. I'm not looking up Friday Night SmackDown. I'm not looking up NXT. If I hear of a superstar getting released or quitting, I might Google their name. But for the most part, I'm just trying to stay away from looking into things. And it's really interesting having Brock Lesnar in number one. And so he's not defending the title Rumble, but he's entering the Rumble. So if he were to win, theoretically, he could challenge Bray, and they could have one world champion, or you have one guy with both belts. But it's intriguing to have Brock come in at number one because physically he's strong, but you have to question if he has the stamina to last through all 30 entrants. So it's going to be a very good Rumble, I think. And last year they didn't disappoint, but yeah, I'm going to keep my expectations low as far as like surprises and returns. I think my one prediction is Lars Sullivan will return for the men. And for the women's, I'm thinking Ruby or Nia. That's as far as I'm going to go. That way I actually am surprised. And they bring out, like last year, they brought out Jeff Jarrett. I never would have thought they would have brought out Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle. And they really had a good Rumble and brought two NXT stars. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, January 26th is the Royal Rumble. My friend Brian and I will, instead of doing pre-show predictions now, to enjoy the shows more and to be surprised, we are going to do post-show reactions rather than pre-show predictions. That way, we're not like hyping ourselves up and looking too much into it. So you can. That's the changes coming to the channel. Is there will no longer be pre-show predictions. There will only be post-show reactions, and I think it's going to be much better, both on a scheduling end of things to create content, and then also because if I'm reacting to something, if I have to work, I can react within that week and still have a valid point to put out there. Whereas if I'm making predictions, sometimes scheduling doesn't work and I have to work multiple days in a row and I just don't have the time to do it. So uh, that's the change coming to this channel. But thank you for tuning in, and you will see more from me in the very near future once Riverdale returns. Take it easy.